person who buys me does not need me. The person who makes me does not want me. And the person who uses me can't appreciate me. What am I? Assalamu alaikum. If you know the answer to this question, make sure to leave it in the comments below.
Alhamdulillah, we drove through beautiful Cali village and then through peaceful Centeno, and now we have arrived here in tranquil Carapo. Assalamu alaikum. So we're here at the Masjid, the Carapo Masjid Islamic Center, which was formerly the Carapo Musalla and Islamic Center. Today, inshallah, we will find out how that transition happened and why it happened. Welcome to Iftar Insights 2021.
اللهم آمين. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, we thank you for this day. We thank you for sparing our lives so that we could witness another day in this month of Ramadan. We thank thee, Ya Allah, for allowing us to be able to reach the middle mark in this month of Ramadan. And we ask thee, Ya Allah, that you grant us the health and the strength and all that we need to continue to observe this month in such a manner that you will be pleased with us. We ask thee, Ya Allah, if we may have made any errors while fasting today, while engaging in your ibadah, kindly forgive us and have mercy on us. We ask thee, Ya Allah, that you accept our coming here today, that you accept our qiyam, our sujood, our ruku', that you accept our siyam, Ya Rabbal Alameen. We ask thee, Ya Allah, that you accept this iftar and dinner from those who have sponsored today. And we ask thee, Ya Allah, that you crown all their efforts with success, and that you grant them peace, progress and prosperity, along with divine protection. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Ya Allah, we ask you that you bless us with the goodness of this life and the goodness of the hereafter, and save us all from the torment of the hellfire. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much, Asma, for the beautiful introduction of Iftar Insights, episode 15. Jazakallah khair. And thank you for viewing another presentation in our 2021 Digital Ramadan series. I am inside this very beautiful former Musalla, now Masjid, that is the Carapo Masjid and Islamic Center, and I am flanked to my left by the secretary of the masjid in the form of Brother Abdullah, and to my right with the Amir of the masjid in the form of Brother Wazir. And both of these brothers have expressed to me the fact that the masjid at present is actually without an assigned imam, so they are the brothers who are sharing responsibility at this masjid in their different capacities. They play different roles, from upkeep of the masjid to administration and every other function that is required at this masjid as well. My dear brothers, Assalamu alaikum. It is indeed a pleasure to be at this masjid, especially so when we can walk into a masjid and as soon as you enter, the aura is one of peace and tranquility and organization. Everything seems to have its place, everything is spick and span, everything is well organized, and that speaks clearly even without an assigned imam as to the work that you brothers have been doing. So kudos to you both from the Iftar Insights team just at a glance, and I'm sure as well on behalf of all of the members of this masjid as well. My first question really revolves around our first talking point is the fact that this used to be a musalla and now it is a masjid. Tell us, as best as you can, why the transition from musalla to masjid, but if you could also go a little further back to tell us why the musalla was set up in the first place. So it's a twofold question really. Why was there the need for the musalla in the area, and thereafter, how did it transition from a musalla to a masjid? Inshallah.
Well, as we have the Amir here, the Amir used to keep his salah thing underneath his house, you know, one or two brothers speak, keep salah. So it then came up to the mind of the Amir, so that we have this space that we can build a masjid, you know, so we can have the salahs every. So what happened, the musalla come in, they figured the masjid was not completely finished together in one.
Right.
You know, because we didn't have all the prayers accumulated at that time.
Right.
So this is why we name it the Musalla. But since the masjid is completed with every facilities in it,
Right.
we have our daily salah 5 times. And this is where it come into the masjid. Before it was the Musalla. Because it didn't have no masjid around, it had one in the back there, it wasn't functioning too. But it has one in the back also.
Right.
But here was only forest, you know. Here was only forest. And this brother decided it was home idea. See, better masjid, name of Allah, and so said he did, and it went in effect.
And from praying in what used to be a forested area, just a few brothers, it has now evolved into this beautiful masjid that we now see and sit in, inshallah, today as well. Alhamdulillah. Uncle, that would have been quite a journey from praying at home with a few brothers to now a masjid and a full-fledged jamaat. How does it make you feel to just be able to sit here and just take it all in and reflect on where we had started to where you all are now?
Well, we started as brother say, on my house. We used to read like Fatih namaz.
Right.
And we was there for a little while. And after that, well, this whole masjid, from the time we start, now like 15 years are back. Because it keep on increasing, you know, like more people is coming. So
Right.
we try to build this masjid, inshallah.
So before this masjid here though, where would have been the closest masjid apart from the other masjid that you mentioned down the road from here? Where would have been the other masjid?
Kaitapa Al-Falah. Al-Falah.
Al Falah in Arima?
Yeah.
Or in the US, it might be the
Madras on that
St.
side.
Helena, Hazrati, Masjid Hazrati.
Yeah, but the closest to us.
And that would have been quite a trek if you weren't mobile, if you weren't driving. That would have been very difficult.
Yeah.
So there was no masjid here, and alhamdulillah,
No.
that action has led to this masjid. And so you see, we have already established on the show in previous episodes the fact that sometimes you're only required to start the thing. Sometimes you're just your smallest actions could be the trigger, it could be the catalyst for something big down the road. All Allah requires sometimes, at times, is just for us to start, just for us to take that first step. And we never know what plans He has in store for us. The Jamaat has now evolved to a Jamaat of how many people roughly?
Yeah, plenty. There's
A lot of people was sleeping Muslim.
Sleeping Muslims. So it is hoped that the masjid would awaken them, inshallah.
Yeah.
So let me still try to get some numbers then. Prior to COVID, how many people would you all have catered for in an iftar, for instance?
About 50, 60.
And now in COVID, you cater for just whoever is here at the time of Maghrib for the break of fast.
Well, we mention it to who here, you know. So, like we have iftar tomorrow, like on Tawari, we mention it to, you know, for tomorrow, who here may come and whatever.
All right, inshallah. And I see that you all have taken full measures as far as is possible with regard to COVID, public health guidelines, etc. So I must commend you all for that as well too, and for adhering to all of the guidelines. Everyone is walking around the masjid in masks and wearing it properly. And alhamdulillah, this is a really wonderful thing to ensure that we're able to continue to pray in the masjid all throughout the month as well. So brothers, thank you very much for the time. Is there anything that either of you would like to say before we wrap up this short chit chat?
Well, I am very happy to know that where we were here before, where there was no masjid to pray, and now we have a masjid, and we have accommodated everything. It is totally complete, and you know, sometimes when we have Salah, Jummah, we have 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, all in the back. We start Jummah here with 6, 7 people, you know, when we now start, 6, 7 people, and today, alhamdulillah, we are proud, very proud. Allah make it easy for us.
فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ? For which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny? Iftar Insights continues, inshallah.
So I'm sitting here in the porch of the masjid at Carapo, and this is not just a masjid, but it's a masjid and an Islamic center. And we're sitting with Sister Halima. Sister Halima, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So what happens at this Islamic center?
There's a lot that's happening. Well, from the history you all heard, right? We started as a small jamaat, and for the past couple of years we eventually grow. So like we started off at 10%, and now we are like 100%. So for Jummah every Fridays, we just have a big crowd. The entire masjid does be full with men and women, brothers and sisters. And well, as you know, I am a teacher as well. On Sundays from 10:30 till 12, I just teach Arabic, maktab classes.
You are teaching both the boys and the girls?
And the girls, yeah.
Do you have an age limit?
Okay, so the youth start from like 7, go straight up to adults. So yeah, on Sundays I teach maktab, and I reached 3/4 of the Quran already, alhamdulillah. And I would like to see the youth reach where I reach, so that they can pass on the message.
So what is happening that's on the front of the children here at the masjid? What is happening in terms of the sisters? Do you all have any specific classes that happen?
Well, we used to have a specific class for sisters, but the sister who used to give the class, she got pregnant and stuff now. So there's no one to take over that class. But soon, inshallah, we'll have something.
And that would have been like an Arabic class and Islamic knowledge?
Yeah. It's good.
Do you all have other classes happening here outside of the Islamic classes?
No, just maktab and the private tutoring for both brothers and sisters.
Alhamdulillah. So what is your function besides teaching the children? I saw that you seem to be helping out and running a lot of the operations when we came in.
So what happened is, okay, so I came like the main sister here. So like when there is any functions or any sort of activity that takes place in the masjid, I'm the first sister to run and assist. So like if we have lectures, we have fundraiser, we have maktab or whatsoever, I'll be there. I like to volunteer and help.
Alhamdulillah, may Allah always keep you on this path and give you the health and strength so that you could continue to work for your Jamaat, inshallah. Thank you very much for chatting with us and chatting with the Iftar Insight team and everyone else who's viewing, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
If you thought the inside of this masjid was tranquil and peaceful, we're on the outside area now, the area where we would have joined with the Amir and other members of the masjid who came for the Maghrib Salah, and whilst here they would have sat for the breaking of the fast as well. But with COVID this year, the pandemic, and of course restrictions on religious places and being able to dine at these places, even the masjids included, it has meant that all of that delicious food that you saw, that Sister Halima showed us earlier on this on today's presentation of the show, that every single brother and sister who attended the masjid for the salah, for the prayers, immediately after the prayers, they would have collected their food already boxed and all head home. Absolutely no dining is allowed in the masjid in keeping with the COVID protocols of the day and governmental requirements, etc. So alhamdulillah, it is just as quiet outside of the masjid in the hall area as it is on the inside as well. But that will change in a little while from now when many of those worshippers will return to the masjid to offer the Isha prayer and the Taraweeh Salah as well. I have the opportunity, however, to chat with a young man who decided that he was going to stay and keep us company until such time as we were ready to make our departure. And remind us of your name again. Assalamu alaikum, by the way.
Kabir.
So it's Brother Kabir. Brother Kabir, you, I understand, are one of the teacher's pets in the Maktab class. You are like the favorite student in the Maktab. Is that true?
Yes.
They give you preferential treatment.
Yeah.
Yes. Why is that? Because you have $1 million smile?
No.
Or you're a good student?
I go too fast.
You go too fast for them? So the others can't keep up with you?
No.
No, alhamdulillah, mashallah, that's good. So what is your teacher's name in the Maktab though?
Sharaz Khan.
Sharaz Khan. Do you like him as a teacher?
Yeah, good.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So how far have you reached though?
Page 10.
Page 10 of the Qaeda?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah. So is there anything that you know by heart that you could share with us?
I know the Surah Fatiha, but I forget. I don't practice.
Which one is that? Surah Fatiha?
Yeah. The opening one.
You wanna give it a try?
I might make mistake.
That nobody here will mind that at all. In fact, we will join you, inshallah. So you ready?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. I guess that's all I know.
No, well, we can help you with that. So, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. Maktab, youths in abundance, peace, tranquility, proper organization, full COVID-19 protocol, and so much more coming out of this masjid here in Carapo. It really is a masjid that you should attend and a story that needed to be told. And inshallah, alhamdulillah, we're glad that we had the opportunity to be able to tell this story today. Kabir, thank you very much for joining us. The last thing I want to tell you is this though. I don't know where you got that topi from, but wherever you got it from, those people sold you a topi that will win you a best dress prize all the time, anytime.
Buy it.
You bought it? Alhamdulillah, good. So that has brought us, however, to the end of today's presentation of Iftar Insights. We're going to cross over to Sister Maryam, who is now going to share the answer to today's Islamic trivia question with us today. So we get the answer now, and then we'll bring things to an end on today's edition of the show. Do be sure to join us, inshallah. Tomorrow, we'll be heading to the Stadium Link Road in Marabella to visit the second largest masjid in the country. And it's not just a masjid, but a jamia as well, where there is where education, Islamic and secular, is taught for students from as young as age 3 in the kindergarten all the way until 19 when you graduate from their alim program as well. So that and so much more will be shared with you tomorrow, inshallah, from Marabella. But for now in Carapo, assalamu alaikum.
You got the answer? Let me ask you the question again. The person who buys me does not need me. The person who makes me does not want me. And the person who uses me can't appreciate me. What am I? The answer is coffin or a burial shroud. If you got the answer correct, congratulations. If not, well, now you know. Assalamu alaikum.